All right, welcome everybody. This is Steve Swartz, and I wanted to talk to you guys this evening about some cool things that are happening, what's going on, and really where we are taking the business right now. And I want to start off with this slide because, as you've been seeing, ARIIX has basically gotten a complete makeover, which is awesome, and it's really matching to what the company is all about. But having said all of that, what I want you guys to think about is, where are you right now in your business? What could you do right now to take it to the next level? And one of the big things to me is bringing it back to basics. I think a lot of people overcomplicate the business, and I'm going to go into some information tonight, give you some perspective on things, and give you some ideas of some of the areas to concentrate on so that you can get really good at having success in the business. So without much further, I'm just going to go ahead and kick it right off. And so, this is, just imagine this is you, right? Standing in front of thousands of people, getting recognized for your accomplishments. And it can absolutely be you. I was one of the people way in the back when I first went to one of these types of events, a big convention that I wasn't even sure about. And I'm telling you, this is where you can go from going from the back, where I was kind of sitting there, not really, not sure about things and whatever, to being on the stage and actually talking and being one of the final speakers and that kind of stuff, and not even really being a big fan of speaking. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of it, just letting you know. But it comes with the territory, and so you get better at it with time, etc. So I just want you to imagine where you could be in 6 months from now, actually 6 months, probably, well, tonight's August, so let's say 7-8 months from now in March. Hopefully I did the math there correctly, but don't worry if I didn't. March in Orlando. Imagine you are in front of a stage. We don't even know how big the stage is going to be. We don't even know how many people are going to be there, but we are the deciders of what's going to happen there. We can make that happen. We can have thousands of people in Orlando on March 9th and 10th. And, that's really where you should be looking to go. Like, you should be looking to book your holidays March 9th and 10th in Orlando. We're going to be at an awesome resort, the Gala Resort. And you can see that on ARIIX's website. If you're not from the US, you can always click on and go in there as if you're US, and you should be able to see the sliders and all the information on that. Those things are coming up, but in the meantime, right, that's where we're heading, right? And that's where you're going to start to see ARIIX really take hold and become that company that's pushing towards 500 million, pushing towards $1 billion. And none of that happens without people like you and I, getting started, getting going, and then changing. We have these goals, right? We've all joined. We've joined for a reason, right? Whether you like the products and then all of a sudden you start sharing it, and you saw there could be money to be made, or you are simply straight up looking for a new opportunity, something that you can do. And so you got started. And however you entered here, I'm going to talk about that tonight, is where you're at, right? And so for you to get to that goal that you have in mind, the thing that you think about and that you really want, you're going to have to get some skills going, right? You're going to have to get some skills happening. And I can mute everyone. Hold on a second. Sorry if they're not muted. I think they muted. I think I'm muted. Hold on one second. I thought everyone's muted. Let me see how. Do options. Yeah, if you're not muted, totally mute. I mean, it's not that hard. Just hit mute. It's like a big button there. I don't even know where this stupid thing is here. Manage participant. Hey. No. Continue. All right, we did it. Woo. All right. So cool. So I want you to imagine that you're on stage, getting the next rank that you want. And this is where you can take it. But what you have to do In other words, to get that goal. So what do we have to do? We have to learn some things, right? We have to get better at some things. Maybe we thought we know it or whatever, but we can always be getting better. And so I want to remind you of the basics, right? I want to remind you of the basics that allow you to operate on a daily basis and be effective and get results, regardless of your ability to speak in front of people, whether I'm talking about like a large group and all those things. If you can work on these skills, these basic skills, then you can be successful. And everyone can do it. Everyone that I've ever known that's been successful has figured these things out, whether they knew they were doing it or not, whether they could get other people to do it or not. That's always the issue, right? But at the end of the day, they got better at these things. And so we wanted to highlight some of this stuff. I wanted to go start in on this because I'm fired up about where we're at with ARIIX. I mean, I'm fired up that, this is like in the United States, we're a little teeny tiny baby. And what does that mean? That means that, most people haven't heard of ARIIX. Most people don't even have a clue about it. And that's cool. I was in a company that was 10 years old and most people had never heard about it. And it made an amazing opportunity, one that I made a lot of money with, and one that got me out of corporate America for good. Okay, now we have an even better opportunity, better income, better products, all of those things, and it's right in front of you. So this can be the opportunity for a lifetime. Now these new things are launching. ARIIX is going to be helping people as they get up to president and above, if they want to invest in real estate and different things like this. I don't know if you've heard about those things. No company on earth is doing anything like this. So you can completely make things happen. I'm not going to be answering the chat, so if you guys, I'm just going to let everyone know. Okay, cool. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but if I look at the chats, then I lose my train of thought. I'm not a woman. I can't do two things at once. All right. So what we're doing in this event, and we really didn't promote this event a lot over the last couple of months because we knew that the West Coast Regional got put in there, and we wanted to make sure that that event was going to rock it. And so now we're going full throttle onto the boot camp. And we're going to make this into a hands-on training. We're working on the checklist. We're working on how we're going to set up the room and the stations that we're going to have and things like this. This is not going to be you sitting in the audience, one after another, like taking notes. This is going to be you getting better, which is, really key because you have to work on your skills. You can have all the motivation in the world, but if your skills are terrible, you're going to be getting tired. You're going to be, running through a lot of people, and people are not going to. It's not going to be as fun. So we got a great lineup. Myself, Duke Tubton. We have Lynn Allen Johnson. She's amazing. Founders Club. Stefan Page. Aaron Decker. The number one or two power ranker. Tim Sale says he's going to be showing up most likely. We are not going to have Deanna. She has an event in Japan, so we're going to let her. I said, hey, listen, you got this huge event in Japan. Go for it. We don't really need that. We don't really need the corporate people at this event because this is the reps teaching reps how to kick butt in the business, which to me is how pretty much the events should be. So that's what we're going to be doing. We got Dr. Ginger, Duke Tubton, we got all his crew, Vern, they're going to be showing up. They're amazing. Jeff Boyle, Todd Rowland, and I've got a good guy, Terry Grimeau, and then one of my guys, MLM Nation, who's interviewed over 300 and almost 400 people, different leaders throughout network marketing. Simon Chan's going to be showing up. And, if you haven't listened to his MLM Nation, then you must do that. It's amazing. So it's going to be at the Golden Nugget, September 8th and 9th, all day Friday, all day Saturday. And we have like a disco party, a theme 70s party on the Saturday night. Okay. So get your tickets at rx.events. It's $97, a little bit of surcharge or whatever that is for that, thing we use. But guys, I've not wasted, but spent money on other events that aren't going to have the nuggets that we're going to have here. So that's the plug for that. And let's get on to it. So let's work on finding and inviting prospects. Now, I got a lot of this stuff from my own experiences, but then I also saw it laid out in such a great way from Eric Worre that, and Eric, I'm a friend of Eric's, and I was like, man, this book, Go Pro, it's good information, really good information. I took a lot of that structure and ideas from him. I still believe there's an inviting process, and we'll work on that too. But I want you to think about this for your own mindset, because it's pretty cool when you start to see how the reality of everything happens. So, when you're talking to people that are in network marketing, there's 3 categories of network marketers. And this really made a lot of sense to me. 8 out of 10 are just posers. They're people that are they're there, they join, you know, they you know, when they join, they make like a mental list of like 3 or 4 or 5 people. And you'll start to recognize these, and maybe you'll recognize it with yourself, and it's okay, because I was a poser completely. All right. They make a mental list when I first started, by the way. So these people that are posers, it's like 8 out of 10 are posers, okay? They make a mental list, so they join. These are like 8 out of the 10 people that join. They make a mental list. By the way, this is the same thing in anything. So if someone joins a gym, someone does whatever, someone tries out for something, this is it, okay? They make a mental list, 3, 4, or 5 people that will probably join their business. Then their whole future is based upon the response of those few people. Hey man, if Mike joins, I'm all over this, you know. And then Mike doesn't join. Mike says, get lost. Or Mike says, it's a pyramid. And they're like, man. So if they're lucky enough to get one of them, then they can extend the life of their career for a short time. They might even make another mental list of 3 or 4 people. Hopefully they'll decide to stop being a poser and upgrade to the amateur ranks. I mean, I think this happened to me. The first person I showed was my friend, and he's like, I'm in. And I was like, I didn't even know what he was going to do, but he signed up. After that, not too many people did, because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I started to figure that out, and I got better. So sometimes people talk to 2 or 3 people, and then poof, they're gone. And that's the posers, okay? Your job is to drive that 80% number lower. If you wonder why people come and go in network marketing, the network marketing profession, this along with the lottery mentality, like that's when you start telling people how much money you can be making and those types of things. It's not bad in a serious conversation with someone that this is what's possible as far as income. But they start getting the lottery mentality is like, you know, they'll just, you know, play and win or whatever. They'll just get in and they'll make money. That's the reason so many people leave. It isn't network marketing. It's the mindset of the people who join. I do have 2 dogs, and they might bark. Sorry about that. So those are the posers. They are only their only real chance is luck. Okay. So what's the next group? It's amateurs. And amateurs, like, instead of a small mental list, these people make a written list, which is a step in the right direction. Let's say they come into the business. And if, by the way, if you're getting weirded out, like, I don't want to make a list of people, don't get freaked out about that right now, because when you start to, you know, see what I'm talking about, then you'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's no problem. I mean, I have lists of people that I don't know. I have them written down because I can't remember everybody, and I certainly can't do it on a digital thing. Okay, so let's think about this. So they say they make a list of 100 prospects. You know, let's say, you know, they do. They charge out there with excitement, but not a lot of skill. Like, they don't really know what's going on. They don't really know what they're doing. And they begin to prospect. And they don't really listen. They say, you know, I got this. Then go do it. And their list begins to diminish, like, fast. As their list gets smaller and smaller, no one's interested in what they're saying. Their anxiety grows higher and higher. By the way, they're not interested because the way that people are saying it's not working out. All right? Their biggest fear is running out of people to talk to. I know this was like one of my biggest fears when I was getting going as well. So, but when I, you know, professionals, so there's posers, amateurs, and professionals. But, you know, when I had a defining moment to become a professional, I began to study the people who had built large and successful organizations. This is like when I went to the convention, like the next year, right? I went to the first one. I was lucky to see that. I was like, nobody's in my team. The next year, I was at an income that was making about $50,000 a year part-time. This is when I first started, okay? So I got to that level actually at the next convention. I hit that rank. And then I was starting to be around the company and be around people, and started asking people that were successful, you know, outside of even my own uplines, like, what do they do? And I found that the professionals approach finding people to talk to as one of their core skills. And I already knew that that had to be one of the core skills, because that's what I was doing. I usually sponsored about, you know, when I was really building like fast, when I first started, like 80 people a year for about like 6-7 years. And then it kind of like, I didn't have to do that as much anymore after that. So it all depends what you want to do. I think everyone in the company needs to turn on this skill right now, including myself, which is why I'm even doing this training, because it makes me better, right? So it was part of their job to find new people. And this is something that I would say to you, that in ARIIX, you can get to a point where, like, you don't really have to recruit people anymore. Like, really, you could. However, I would say I would stay in that mode of always finding people to new people, because it keeps you sharp, it keeps you relevant. And with the money that's going to be going on with all these investment things, this is a great way for you to personally create more income, is to being able to find and you know, and start to build more teams. So always going to be a skill, okay? It's not one of these, but it's not one of these companies that, like, if you stop recruiting, like, down the road, like, you'll never make you, like, all your money goes away, because that's what you see in some of the coffee companies, a lot of those types of companies. Okay, I don't want to get sidetracked with that. Just realize that it's your job to find new people. Okay, it's not my job to do it for you. It's your job, and so it's my job to do it for myself. All right. So they, these people, they weren't worried about running out of people. They made sure that never happened. So professionals started with a written list, but when they decided to never stop adding to the list, they created what they called the active candidate list. And I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. So step one, make a list. The professionals, basically, they make a list and then they make it as comprehensive as possible. So every person you can think of, everyone, every person, it doesn't matter if you think they are a prospect or not. Your database is one of your most important assets. Everyone goes on the list, okay? If they're negative, put them on the list. If you hate them, put them on your list. If they're your best friend, put them on your list. If they've said, I'll never be involved in network marketing, put them on your list. If they're 98 years old, put them on your list. If they're 18 years old, put them on your list. Matter of fact, you just think about Duke's team. Gosh, Duke started making, multiple six figures when he was 19 years old. Why wouldn't you put a 19-year-old on your list? They make more money than the 50-year-old that you think's really cool. I mean, isn't that awesome? Isn't that crazy? Because of the power of network marketing. But someone had to introduce them, right? The professionals started with a written list, but they decided, it's important to do this because as you empty your mind out on paper, it will make more room for new contacts to come in. When you write down your nephew, you begin to think about the circle around your nephew. This is so true. All of these connections will become apparent to you as you make your list more and more comprehensive. Think about it. Think about everything. Every organization you've ever been involved in, every group you've ever been a part of, everything you've ever done. All of those groups have leaders that are involved, right, in them. You think they're not looking for something else? If you decide for them, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If you do this right, it will end up being hundreds and hundreds and maybe even thousands of people. The second degree of separation. So that's one thing you start doing. And you start thinking about all the groups you've been a part of and write them down, right? You start thinking about the Facebook friends. You can go through your Facebook friends, Instagram contacts, and how many of those people do you really even know, right? So you can start even going through those. Those are people you run across. They might be your friend on Facebook, but you don't really know them. So step two is looking at your list and thinking about the people they know. Chances are you'll know most of them also. Think about members of your family. Who do they know? And add them to your list. This is very powerful, okay? This isn't about going out there and spamming all your friends and family. However, your friend, a lot of people's networks really can be pretty extensive once you start to really think about it, right? We don't just go, well, my brother doesn't want to do it, my sister wants, right? We start thinking positive and we start thinking about ways to make this happen. So again, this is ways so you never run out of prospects. Think about your friends. Who do they know? And add them to your list. Think about all the relationships in your life. Who do they know? And then add them to your list. Remember, we need to find prospects because we don't have anybody to invite. Inviting is kind of worthless if we don't have anyone to invite. You get it? However, I will tell you, once you get good at inviting, you'll never run out of prospects. It's really that simple because you can always find a prospect with anybody if you get out of your house, okay? And also on the internet and also all these things. Now it's just crazy that the ability to connect with people all over the place. So who do they know? Add them to your list. Don't worry about what you're going to do with the list yet, okay? We'll talk about that in a bit. Just keep building it. Constantly expand your list. This is what professionals call an active candidate list. It never stops growing. The pros have a goal to add at least 2 people to the list every single day. Matter of fact, most millionaires that I know in network marketing, they do this. They just add a couple people. It doesn't mean they prospect them, but they aren't right then and there. But they go on a list, and you should find a creative way to stay in touch, okay? If you think about this as a core skill, you'll realize it isn't very hard, right? Building a list and always expanding your list of people is something that is very lucrative for you because, it's not just because you're going to sign everybody up. You may run into people in the list that they did this and they need that. Next thing you know, you got someone that can, fix your car or whatever. And you never know what that person happened. So if you start thinking like a networker, not a go and attack everybody person, right? But you're going to keep expanding. It's just so smart, right? And so you come into contact with these people every day. Just add them to your list. You meet people through online social media and then add them to your list. You do your business and you do business with new people, add them to your list, right? This is what professionals call the, okay, sorry. So this is what, like all of us that are actively building, we keep this list with us. And, this is huge. Okay, sorry, I have double slide there. So you need to develop a higher level of awareness. You're going to have to pay attention to the world. And this is tough with everyone sticking onto their phones all the time, right? You're going to be introduced to new people all the time, but posers and amateurs don't even notice. Like, they don't even notice. Like, and it's crazy because just getting out of your house and going out, you can run into people, and all kinds of things can turn out by you just being aware, okay? They just go through there just saying, what people? I don't see anybody, right? So how hard would it be to raise your awareness and add 2 new people to your list? Like, let's say you're going out, you go places, you start talking with someone. You don't say I'm in a business and all that. You just start talking to people. Think about it. If you did that 6 days a week, that is 624 new people a year. Do that for 5 years, that's 3,120 people. Can you see why professionals don't worry about running out of people to talk to? I mean, that's crazy, right? So, warning. Please understand, I'm not saying you should assault these people with your pitch at the moment you're introduced. I just talked about that. Some people in network marketing make that mistake, and it's not good. Just add them to your list, make friends, develop a connection in some way, and then when the time is right, you can help them understand what you have to offer, okay? So key. And you just basically network on purpose, right? You're talking to people to get to know them, to get a card, to do this, to do that, right? It's pretty easy, right? Okay, so professionals network on purpose. It's hard to meet new people if you're hiding from the world. Get out there, have some fun, join a new gym, have fun with a new hobby, volunteer for a cause that's important to you, find places and organizations that you can meet new people. Not only will you enjoy yourself, but you'll also meet incredible new people that are making things happen, all right? And that's who the people, who you want to be around. You don't want to be around the trolls that are sitting around their house all day. Give me a break, right? I'm just joking there, but not really, okay? Remember, you hold the key. The key is basically to transform hundreds of lives, if not thousands. Think about that, right? Think about it. I mean, like, you could just go down the list of this person met that person, and that person did this, and then this person, and then boom. Like, the way, someday, like when you're at the event, I'll tell you how I met Simon through one of my team members, and then look what he's doing now throughout network marketing. He's helping, I would say, I don't even know, hundreds of thousands of reps around from different companies. He's helping them. And it all happened because somebody, I was willing to work with him, and then showed him this and showed him that. But I didn't bring him into the business, okay? So that was through our network of people, all right? So you just think about that, what's possible, okay? And it may not seem like it because right now you're like, Steve, I just need to change my own situation. And you will by getting better, okay? So once you do that, it will be an ongoing process. And you provided pages for you to choose the best people in several categories and put them in a new list for immediate action, right? So now you have some different, you'll be able to look at these people and then put them into different categories. And you have your hot candidate list, close friends and family. These are the people that you can go and talk to. You have people that you can lead with a product list. That's a great list. Direct approach, we'll talk about that. Indirect approach, we'll talk about that. Super indirect approach. And then you can start to see where these people can fit in these different lists, because it's very key. So I hope you go back and listen to this, all right? I'm drinking from my water bottle, hold on. I'll share you later on an 8-step invitation process, like a mindset for inviting. And then, at the event in Vegas, we're gonna work, and I'm gonna work continuing over the next couple of weeks on breaking down the invite so that it helps you guys become better. And then some of the different communication qualities and things like that. And then just some of the things that you can be doing to always increase this list. So, let this guide you on not only approaching people professionally and in a way that keeps your relations alive and flourishing for years to come, but something that's going to actually change your business and change your whole situation. So these are some of the scripts and things. We'll talk about those in a sec. One more note, when you're creating this list, do not prejudge people as you go. People do this all the time. Just put their name down no matter what. The act of writing it will help to trigger more and more contacts, okay? So inviting prospects. This is really the gateway skill, as Eric Worre always says. It's the gateway skill, and Tim Sales says if you can, you can master inviting, it's like the inviting formula that Tim has. If you can master that, you hold the key, you basically hold the keys to financial freedom for the rest of your life. Okay. So you don't need reputation to influence. Again, we're not hunters. We're not going for the kill. We're more like farmers. We're not going to go, got him, got him. We're more like we're nurturing the relationships. Like, it's like a farmer nurtures the crops, etc. And that's really where you want to be. Okay. We don't want to be clever. We don't want to have quick-witted. We don't want to be all like funny and, and like, when there's a pyramid and this, right? Comebacks and all that. We don't want to be like that, because people end up mad and you look like a fool and you may feel good. But I always look at, like, when someone teaches prospecting, I always say, well, that sounds good, but did the person join? Or do you feel better? I remember one person's training. This person was like, as well known. They're like, hang up on them first. I mean, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, so stupid. Like, what kind of jerk is that? So you don't want to be doing that stuff, okay? So inviting, the professional mindset. And this is really the key. This is why learning to invite and learning about people and finding out what's going on with them is so key, because you're building relationships. So if you're adding 2 people a day, you could find something out about those people and say, you know what, I know you were saying this, you needed someone that could do your taxes. I don't know if this is, but this is someone I know. Boom, right? So now you're building relationships. You're helping them out, right? And then you're finding ways that you can help them. So the goal is to educate and inspire. So again, the mindset, build relationships with people, educate and inspire. Show them information that can help them, like, get out of their situation. That's like when we start prospecting, we're showing them information. And then we inspire them, with our positivity. We inspire them with our actions. We inspire them with our enthusiasm, right? That doesn't mean we run around all excited and crazy, but we inspire people when most people are not getting inspired, right? We find ways to, like, we find a story that inspires. We find a testimonial or a video that inspires, okay? And we build trust and we transfer the belief, right? We're the belief transfer. That's what we do. We build trust with people and we transfer the belief of our belief of what the products, of what the business can do, and we transfer that to them. We use tools to do that. We build a bridge before we build belief. Pros aren't pitch machines. Like, if you say, go prospect that person over there, I'd be like, get out of here. I'm not doing that. I'm like, I'll go talk to them, but I don't know what's going on with them. Pros try to get face-to-face. It builds trust, whether that's on a Zoom, whether that's on a FaceTime, whether that's in person. It always is better if you can meet someone in person. Some have like a video situation going on. It's always going to be better. I mean, it just is. It is, right? So inviting prospects, to 1 or 2 things, right? And an event, the most effective. Could you imagine if I invited prospects to the Hong Kong convention, how they would be blown away? Or the LA event we just did, the LA West Coast Regional we just did? Could you imagine if they got to sit center row and talk and listen to Deanna and talk to her? That would be amazing. Or get to listen to the different people in the room, the leaders. That would be the most effective, right? Right? It would be. There's no doubt. Physical interaction, right? People get to see people. It builds trust, social proof, right? Excitement, urgency. We're getting going, right? We're starting now. It's time to get going. All of that would be amazing, right? So again, downside to events, even though it's the most effective, they're difficult to schedule, right? They don't happen all the time. People don't show up. They say they're going to come to like your local in-home or whatever, or they're going to come and they don't show up. That can discourage any representative, right? Knocks out more people than any other thing. People don't come to the events. They invite someone, they don't show up, and then they're like, man, this business doesn't work, right? So when in fact, that's just like the law of the numbers, all right? So inviting tools, samples, right? Now we have some cool samples. I mean, I've drank more MOA pouches than I even know what to do with them. I haven't drank this much MOA in my whole life. And I've done the last like week. So it's pretty awesome. So videos on YouTube, right? There's videos on YouTube. The new Discover ARIIX magazine, right? The new product magazine, the product guide. These tools, these are just examples. Could be a webinar, right? And, the deal is that you basically, you're inviting prospects, you want to use third party, okay? There's you, and then there's the prospect, and then there's third party, all right, in between, right? So if you go in first party means like I just go and talk to the prospect. I'm sitting there and I'm just talking to the prospect. I'm talking about this. You give them all the information. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about that. And then this and then that. You know what? And then we're this and we're that top comp plan. Blah 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 blah. Problem is, most of the time they know if you're going through your list of people. Problem is, most of the time they know you, so you get met with skepticism, right? If you start telling, like, they know you as so and so at the gym or whatever, you're the trainer at the gym, or maybe you're I don't know, whatever. Right? And they're like, well, how do you, they meet you with some skepticism. People they know you're not an expert. They throw up a million objections, which makes it hard for you to have success. Why we like to believe is celebrity endorsements. That's why we like to believe celebrity endorsements. Makes it more interesting, right? If you go first party, you will get one result. You'll get shot down most of the time. Only people you can have success with are people who you have influence over, okay? The professional's mindset: build relationships, go to educate, inspire, right? Remember this. We're not being pitch fest people. We're not doing that, okay? So if you look on a scale of 1 to 10, right? As let's say that 10, if you have 10 on influence, right? Let's say I'm talking to I have all the people I know, and if I have a 10 on influence over this person, then you can talk to the 9s. Ego may get in the way, and the 8s, you can talk to them. They come, hey, come with me, and they say, okay, right? They will listen. This won't, but if I'm talking to someone that thinks they're on my same level as a 10, right, of influence, then this won't work for them talking to 10s, right? Hey, come to me, come to this event, right? That's not going to work. So they will have to talk to the people that are 7s and 6s, right? And they might have a chance, and they might have to go down to the 5s. Hey, want to do this? 5 say, 5 on an influence level, right? They're like, a chance to work with you? Absolutely, sure, I'll do that. So we start moving down the list, and the 5s go to the 4s, right? The people that are 5s in influence, they go to the 4s, but ego is involved, so they don't really get the 4s because the 4s think they're kind of like just the same level as the 5s. So they're like, they go and they get the 3s. The 3s go, I don't have the money. 5 say, let's find it. So they do. Then the 3s that get started, they go to the 2s and 1s in influence. The 1s say they don't have the money. Then it comes back up line that the price to join is way too expensive. The money, the monthly auto delivery is too expensive. The products are too expensive, blah, 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 blah. And then everyone starts going, man, it's too expensive, and et cetera. And all it is you had someone that was really like on a 1 out of a 10 scale. They're really not going to ever do anything anyways, but they're saying that, it's too expensive. When there's a way around all of this, okay? So, I hope that makes sense to you guys. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense. I hope so. Hope it does. But, if you really think about that, how do you get yourself to have more 7s and 6s and 7s and above, 6s and above into your organization? How do you get that done? And, there's a philosophy problem, an approach where anyone can talk to any person, right? So if you're really good, you're out there, and you know everything and you've gotten good. The problem is, you can build to about 5, which the group about 25, but you'll start to see that you're the only one doing anything, and you'll get to about 30 people and nothing's happening, right? Anyone can get 5, build a team of about 30, but you can't get the next group to get 5, right? So you're basically starting over all the time. You're spinning plates. It seems like you're overtired. No one else is doing anything. It's just you. And, to break out of that box of 30, you have to have anything that is not you, right? I'm telling you, this is the key. I'm watching people, and I'm watching the new phenomenon. And I always look at people, what they do, and I say, is doing a Facebook Live, I'm not saying a Facebook Live isn't good. It is good, has its benefits. But if everyone has to come, if I have to do a Facebook Live every single night, do you think I want to do that? Are you joking? No, I don't. I don't want to. Maybe some people like it. They like to be like a celebrity or whatever. I personally don't want to do that every night, because I look at that and I'm like, how do I get out of that? I'm always looking at that going, how do I take myself out of this? I know a lot, but I don't want to show it. I heard a good saying that, salespeople get paid to talk, network marketers get paid to listen and introduce things, basically, right? Get paid to listen and help people that way. Not that a salesperson doesn't, but a lot of times a salesperson's pitching all the different, benefits of something, that kind of thing. That's what they're doing. We got to get out of doing that if you want to ever have residual long-term growth in your business. Okay, so anything that's a third-party tool, could be a website, could be a webinar, a video, a story, a three-way call, etc. Rule is if your lips are moving, you're pointing to something. Hey, check out this new brochure. Read this, right? You're reading something. Hey, let me read you this product description. Introducing. Hey, let me introduce you to my friend Mike, my business partner Mike. He's actually been in the business for a few weeks. He's going to talk to you about why he got started. It's similar to some of the reasons you're looking, right? Okay, so I'm introducing somebody. I'm introducing someone to come and talk to my prospects. Then if you introduce me to talk to your prospect, then I can talk to your prospect. And I can move my lips and talk about things and what's going on and all that. But I'm probably going to listen to them and learn about them anyways, and then cater to what they're looking for, okay? Are you telling a story? Oh my gosh, let me tell you a story about this. You can tell stories, you can point to things, you can read things, you can introduce people or videos or different things like this, but you do not want to be the one. Well, let me tell you about the slenderized drops. Okay, so what's in them is blah, 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 blah. And what's in them is blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what's in them. I mean, I probably do, but I don't want to tell you. Like, I don't want to do that, right? Well, on your pay line, then you're going to get this, and then you're going to have that. And now, I understand, like, that's maybe where you're at. I'm telling you, if you want everyone kicking butt, you need to be inviting to the same video. You need to be doing the same thing over and over again, right? And so that's what you want to be doing. Different demographics speaking to each other. We're in the way, right? So they have to see it through you if it's first party. So they have to go through me. Your job is to get out of the way. Don't try to impress them. Stop it. There's a website that explains. There's a video that explains. Matter of fact, the reason I made 6 figures part-time around a job is because I didn't present anything ever. I never presented anything to anybody ever. I had no time for it. I knew information. I answered questions, which after they looked at information, I answered questions and I knew what I was talking about. And I was good at inviting and learning about the person and finding out what's going on with them, which is the invite. And then I just invite, and that's what I still do. I do not present to people. I try not to, unless it's a group, right? Unless it's a webinar. I try not to present, okay? Because people can't do that. They look at that, man, how'd you learn all that? Okay? They're gonna see it's like a sales job or something like that. They're gonna just be like, I'm out of there. So that way, by the way, this is way, like someone has like 6 of influence can talk to someone who's like the assistant mayor of the city or whatever, even the mayor or a senator, like Senator Van Pelt, right? I'm not saying a 6 talk to her, but that could happen, right? I mean, I remember Tim telling Tim, gosh, there's so many examples, of this. So there's a lot of them, right? This way, if someone without as much influence can introduce someone with a lot of influence. A tool can do that. And what's exciting is ARIIX has a lot of new tools, right? Like you can get this product guide here. I'm going to show it to you if I have time. I know we're going crazy. 8 ways to earn. So this product guide and the Discover ARIIX, those are available for resale. Okay, you could introduce MOA and say, hey, you know what? You can try this out. You could have samples, right? So we are like, this is stepping up. Like what's exciting is we look bigger. We look better than the big companies that are already over $1 billion. They've been around for 20 years. Our stuff looks better. Our products are already blowing them out of the water. Our compensation plan, and ARIIX is really taking on, starting to take on the look and feel of how badass a company is. I mean, this is, and that's what it's exciting to me. And don't miss this because you're going to see new leaders coming in. People that are in network marketing and not in network marketing are going to be flocking to this company right now. And so don't be the person that goes shy on this. Learn your inviting skills, okay? So if you want to be free, your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time is key. If it's up to me, it's up to me. Not a good idea, network marketing. Good mindset on you deciding to do network marketing, but not how you get everything done, all right? If it's up to me, it's not going to get done. If that's your mentality building your business, you're done. You're going to be hurting. You're going to be a tired puppy, okay? So we got to get people, and this is what people are always looking for, the duplication, and we're keep working on it in ARIIX, and we're keep honing it in, but this is what you got to be thinking of. This is your mindset, okay? And when you're inviting prospects, these are some of the 4 emotional rules for inviting. And this will take the pressure off you. Listen, most people aren't going to do it. It doesn't matter, okay? Because it's not because of the company. I think people are just in situations. They're got different things going on. Timing's different. all right? So you got to emotionally detach from the outcome, not hunting people. We're cultivating relationships, right? Hey, thanks for taking a look. Do you know anybody else that would want to, create another income? I know it's not for you right now, but do you know anybody else, that I know, you're not too worried about your health at the moment, but do you know anybody else that wants to lose, 15, 20 pounds? The person's like, what'd you just say? And so, I'm not fighting back. I'm not saying you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. I'm not even giving off that vibe because it gets me nowhere. So be yourself, right? I think a lot of people lose their brains when they join network marketing. Why not? They turn into like a different person. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I understand why, because you don't want to look stupid. So you want to try to learn everything. And that fear of looking dumb makes you look like not real, or it makes you not talk to anybody. So that's where you introvert and don't do anything. So here's what I would say to you on that is you got to be yourself. And you know what? You can make it, you say, hey, like, I don't know everything about this, but I know I'm working with a couple people that are doing this full time, and I thought you should see this video. I know that you're like, I'm like, I'll cover some invites later, but that's how you can be yourself. You can give yourself a little bit of an excuse. Don't say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, that doesn't help any. Like, don't ever say that, all right? Don't be like, I don't know anything. I'm brand new. I don't know anything. Well, when you met, all that's going to create is, when you know something, get back to me. So don't do that, all right? But bring your passion. People pay attention more to passion than words. You know what? I'm really excited about this. I don't know if it's going to be for you, but I thought you may want to see it. I'm doing it or with or without you, but I'd rather do it with you. You have 5 minutes to take a look at this video. Yes, great. Boom, here. I'm excited. They're going to be. This is why even when you're at events, you got to clap and be excited because, nobody, it's not a bunch of garbage. Nobody gets, can you imagine people wanting to get started in a business meeting where everyone's like, yeah, it's really great to be here. Woo, here comes John, golf clap. People are like, man, this group is dead. Who wants to be around these losers? I mean, that's what people think. So if you have excitement, enthusiasm, then it's, awesome. I mean, can you imagine, like, in a couple of years, let's say it took you 5 years to create a six-figure income, but you do that in ARIIX, it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep going. You're going to keep getting it. And that is worth everything, all right? And so fight for it, right? Get better, right? Posture is important, right? Have compassion. Don't allow yourself to get kicked in the face, right? Like, I think a lot of people take too much crap from folks. Say, you know what? Hey, listen, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, listen, I'm excited about this. You can think it's this or that. It's okay. But I'm really excited about that. I'm sorry it's not for you. And hey, listen, I'll just drop it. No worries. And, so don't let people beat you up and tell you all these things. Okay. Just say, you know what? That's your opinion and it's yours, right? Well, then you can keep it. It's not mine. So, hey, like if it's like gotten so negative, right? Like if it's gotten so negative, just say, you know what? I always thought, highly of you, and I felt like this could be something to help you, but it looks like it's not. So no worries. Hey, you take care. I won't mention it again. How are your kids doing? Like if it got really bad, but posture is important that way. But feel for where people are at. Gosh, what's got you so angry? Did I say something that's gotten you upset? Didn't mean to. You know what I mean? So the person will be like, oh man, not really. And if they're really like that and they're really like a jerk, do you really want that person in your business? No. All right. So here's some ideas, some kind of mindsets and things like this, some steps to think about. People like when I was at Dell, I was on the phone moving, getting people to look at stuff. And then I was off the phone and getting to the next person because I didn't have a lot of time to build and I needed to make the most of my time. So I always was on the move. It wasn't made up. So being in a hurry is important. Like, hey, I just wanted to give you a quick call. I'm about to jump on a webinar, but, I know we were talking yesterday and you said that you blah, 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 right? But I gave myself like you said, so I'm in a hurry, right? Complimenting the prospect. This is one of the keys. And I just did it a second ago, even if someone's negative, complimenting, right? Genuine, not made up. Say, I really enjoyed talking to you. Like you sound like a real family guy, and it sounds like your kids are so important to you, and I admire that. It's awesome. That's a compliment. I don't even know the person, but I was talking to them based on what they were saying the day before or whatever. I give them a compliment. And then I make the invite based on what the person needs or wants or doesn't want. They don't want to work here anymore. They don't want to commute. They need to make more money because they can't afford to send their kids to private school. They want to get out of their job, right? Need, want, don't want, right? That's part of the inviting formula. Okay, so you make the invite, and then if I would you? So if I was to send you this video, would you take a look at it? That's key. So you can do that as you're closing the action step of them going to watch. You can say, hey, I've got a video that can help you get more time with your kids. If I send you this link, would you take a look at it? Yeah. When can you look at that? I can look at it tonight. Great. So you're going to look at it tonight. It's going to take about 30 minutes. Let's just say it's a recorded webinar or whatever. And they say, yeah. And I say, all right, it's going to be a little late. Should I call you tonight? Or no, call me first thing in the morning. Okay, so 9 o'clock in the morning. Yep. All right, I'm going to call you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And you'll have watched the video by then. And I'll be, yeah, absolutely. I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow at 9. Boom, I got to get going. Talk to you soon. Have a good evening. Bam. On to the next call. Repeat the process. Okay? So, step one, being in a hurry, it's a psychological issue. People are attracted to the non-needy. Hey, like shorter invitations. This can happen with you, right? Less questions, less resistance. Hey, I got to get going. I got to go pick up my kids, but I wanted to spend real quick and talk to you real fast. This is someone you know. Like if you don't know someone, shorter invites, I'm not a big fan of them. Not as big, right? If I don't know someone, I need to build the relationship a little more, okay? So that's cool, but if I'm in a hurry, the person knows me a little bit here and there, and I've met them before, I say, hey, you could, like, let's say I met them or whatever, a shorter invite would work. Less questions, less resistance. People will respect you and your time, okay? So you have to do the judgment on that. But if you're in a hurry, you're moving, you're making things happen, people are attracted to that, and you don't seem like you're desperate, right? Okay. Step one, this is examples. I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important I reach you. You have a minute, right? So you could do that. And by the way, this is going to be recorded. You can go back and you can study some of these. These are like warm market people that or like you run across. I have a million things going on right now, but I'm glad I caught you, right? You can use, and you probably do have a million things going on, right? I'm running out the door, but I need to talk to you real quick. Hey, listen, I'm having a couple people over tonight. I know that so then you could go into further, right? So these are the ways that we'll do the rest of it later, okay, in a minute. I'm running out the door, but I need to talk to you real quick. Gosh, you can do this. If I can say the same thing, why couldn't you say the same thing, right? Now isn't the time to get into this, and I have to go, but boom, right? I have to go, but do you keep your eyes open to making money outside of working as an insurance agent? Yeah, absolutely. Shoot me your card. Boom. They give me a card. Then I call them back later in the day or the next day, and I say, hey, I met you yesterday at Starbucks. Hey, yeah. Do you have a second? Great. Now, you said you wanted to make more money. What's going on? Like, why? What's the number one reason you would? And they start telling me, and I say, well, gosh, how long have you been an insurance agent? And then I start learning all about that. And I learn about them, and I say, blah, 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 blah. I find out things. I'm interested in them. I find out what's going on. And then I say, I've got something, that I think I can help you with. Boom. Okay. This one's just continue. I have to run, but boom, right? So I have to run, but that's an easy one. I have to run, but you can just add those. Okay. Be in a hurry, focus on the concept, not the exact words. You're busy, you have a lot going on, you're excited, your time is short. Hey, listen, I'm really excited about what's going on right now. My phone's ringing off the hook. It's crazy. I'm getting all these text messages. And you know what? I wanted to call you real fast because I didn't want you to miss out on this. Boom, right? Step two, compliment the prospect. Critical. Open the door to communication. Build an instant rapport. Will double your results overnight. Seriously, most people don't get complimented around in their world at all. And this is huge. Say, step two, compliment. You're always, been so supportive of me. If you're talking to warm market, you've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. Great to use for family and close friends, because what you're doing, you've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. So if you talk to them about something and then they're not going to be not supportive, it makes them supportive. Okay. You have an amazing mind for business and can see things others can't see. I was thinking, Who are the sharpest people I know? And I thought of you. You're one of the most positive and energetic people I've ever met. Obviously make these real and make them for sure true. But you could talk to, so you know what? I could say to some of my friends, hey, you know what? You're one of the sharpest guys I know, all the things you do. And, I thought of you as I'm launching this new business, boom. Or I thought of you, I ran across a video and it reminded me the other day when you were talking about blah, blah, blah. Okay. Like here's another one after the, compliment, another way to compliment them. Some people are very closed-minded, which limits their opportunities, but I've always admired the fact that you're open to looking at new things. You say that to someone, they're not going to be closed-minded. So how's the person going to go and be closed-minded right there? They're not. Okay. I need you could say, I need someone to find the holes in something I'm looking at, and absolutely nothing gets past you. I don't like that one as much. It's okay, but it makes the person as if they're the expert. Not really. I wouldn't use that one as much unless they're really influential. Okay. Like they think they're at a higher level than me, then I could use that one. All right. We'll talk about that more in a second. You're one of the most, health conscious, tech savvy people, wellness, minded, whatever people I know. And I've always respected that about you. Okay. Fit it for the person. You're one of the smartest people I know, and I really trust your judgment. For as long as I've known you, I've always thought you were one of the best at what you do. Boom. Okay. So those are good compliments. You give me some of the best service I've ever received. Like, let's say the person worked on something at your house or whatever. Okay. You're super sharp. Can I ask what you do for a living? That person also could be, the best service could be someone that's a good waiter, right? Real personable. As you can say, you're super sharp. Can I ask what you do? These are like cold market examples. Okay. Like you don't really know the person. Compliment the process. It must be sincere. Find something that you like. Professionals are doing this constantly. Isn't it cool? Like it happens that, people say stuff like this. You naturally, you want to talk to them more. It's just the way it is. So remember, be in a hurry and have that compliment. And then there's the different types of invites that you can do. The direct approach, the indirect approach, and the super indirect. So the direct approach with your warm market, use with people who look up to you. Maybe use 10% of the time, right? So the problem is a lot of people try to use this all the time, and it doesn't work out for them too well. So, hey, Mike, when you told me you were serious, were you just kidding around? Like when you told me that, when you told me that you wanted to create more income, were you serious or were you just kidding around? I think I found a way for you to get, out of your job or solve that problem and make that happen, right? These are good. And I've seen these for many years. And, these are things that you can take, grab one or two of these and, make it happen. So I think I found a way for us to really boost our cash flow. I think I found a way, something that can be quite lucrative for us, right? So this is with the people that look up to you, okay? When I thought of the people who could make an absolute fortune with a business, I thought of you, all right? Let me ask you a question off the record. If there was a business you could start working part-time from your home that could replace your current income, would that interest you? I mean, these are good. That's pretty simple. Yeah, I would. Okay, great. I'm out, boom. Now the next step is the next step. That's, these are people that you know. Okay. Do you keep your career options open? Do you keep your options open to creating money outside, another income outside of what you're doing? If it doesn't interfere with what you're doing, you can do all these. These are awesome. Okay. So if you start using these and then you have something to invite them to, you're good. You guys say, okay. So direct approach. Do you plan on doing what you're doing now for the rest of your career? Right? There you go. Direct approach. Indirect approach. These are with people that, think that they're kind of at your, they're kind of at your level. I've just started a new business and I'm really nervous. Actually, they think that they're, above you, basically, right? So I've just started a new business. I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practiced on you? Okay. Sorry, this one's really good for people that friends and family, that kind of stuff. Great for family and close friends. So again, they may not look up to you in business, but they're kind of at your level or right there, right in that area. Okay. So I have a new business that is expanding in your area. Would you do me a favor and take a look at it so you can give me your opinion on it if it would be, if it would be successful in your area? okay? I'm launching a business. I really want you to take a look at it. When I thought of the people who could make an absolute fortune with a business I found, I thought of you. Are you still looking for a job or a different job? I found a way for both of us to start a great business without all the risks, okay? So again, these are indirect, right? So they're gonna go look at something, you're not telling them what to do exactly. So if I told you there was a way to increase your cash flow without jeopardizing what you're doing right now, would you be interested? Okay, I've teamed up with a company that is expanding in the San Diego area. I found something exciting, and you're one of the very first people I've called. So these are these are the super indirect. Okay, I'm sorry, I went too fast there. Super indirect. Okay. These are the people that you basically they think that they are at your level, all right? Okay, and or actually, excuse me, they think they're above you in their mind, whether they are or not. Whether they are or not. These are the people that they think they're better than you, whatever. I think they're better than you, but in their mind, let's say like you have a job, and then this person over here is like, I don't know, the bank. They own the bank, right? So in their mind, they're more successful, and maybe they are more successful, right? And that's cool. They probably are, and so that's good. You want to go for those people. How do you do it? You have to have a super indirect approach. If I told you there was a way to increase your cash flow without jeopardizing what you're doing right now, would you be interested? That's sure. I've teamed up with a company that's expanding in the San Diego area. I found something exciting, and you're one of the first people I've called. Okay. This is a super indirect approach as well. The business I'm in clearly isn't for you, but I wanted to ask, who do you know that is ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about the idea of adding a form of cash flow to their lives? Well, let me look at it, right? Let me look at it. They are gonna. So you're saying, I know this isn't for you, right? But do you know anybody who's ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about the idea of adding a form of cash flow to their lives? The person's like, well, let me check it out. I'll let you know. They're really checking it out for themselves. Okay, you could say, I'm working with a company that's expanding in this area, and I'm looking for sharp people that might be interested in some additional cash flow. Do you know anyone who might fit that description? Okay, so again, these are the steps, and this is just like the mindset. I wanted you to have some ideas of how you could talk to people that look up to you, people that feel like they're kind of at your same level, are right there, your close friends and family, and then people that think that they're above, like basically in the hierarchy, they're kind of like more successful in business or more successful whatever than you are. Maybe they're a little older than you, and they've had more experience and things, and so naturally in their mind they are, and they're influential. And these are ways that all the things that you can do to make this happen. And so again, be in a hurry, compliment them, confirm, you make the invite. If I show you this, would you look at it? Boom. Okay. And then, you get that time commitment, confirm time, schedule next call, etc. And then get off the phone and get moving. All right. Don't start answering 50 questions. Okay. Just say, you know what, that question will be answered in the video. Take a look at it. I know, and make sure you watch this part of the video. Bam. Okay. And again, we're excited. I'm going to keep doing these boot camps, these webinars. We're going to dive deeper into inviting. I'm going to cover on some social media. We'll have another guy come out next week. I'll have somebody else, another team of people come out next Sunday. I'm going to be busy on Sunday, but we're going to have some more people. We're going to keep upping these, and I'm working on some cool things. I also wanted to show you guys something. I know it's a little extra, so if you hold on a second, I'm going to show you something that I think you're going to be excited about. All right. So besides registering for this event can literally change your whole world. And I believe so, because events are where lives change. And we're going to have some special announcements at this event that you're not going to want to miss. Also, the chance for you to possibly be in the future ARIIX business, basically the ARIIX video, can be at this event, because we're going to be doing some testimonials at this event. We're gonna have some people come in and talking about why they're in ARIIX, and really like a business focus, like why they joined ARIIX, what ARIIX has done for them. And so you're gonna have a chance to actually be filmed and be a part of the video. So Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So get your tickets, rock it out, and get there. And again, you know, we're disrupted by design for a reason, because we're changing so many things in the industry. And so if you hold on a sec, I wanted to show you something. Hold on. For those that have been hanging out. In case you don't have, so hope that was good for you guys. And if you haven't seen, and I can't give you this PowerPoint, so don't ask for it at the moment, okay? If you haven't seen the new boss, I'm going to show you something that's pretty cool and why you would want to get it. Okay, this is example of, this is actually the new boss, the product guide within the boss, and you can buy these. Isn't it professional looking? It's amazing, right? It's comprehensive. Like this is, I'm just going to flash through it. The product philosophy, that kind of stuff, the gold standard, it goes into that. Know your nutrition. Matter of fact, inside the guide, it doesn't have it on this PowerPoint. It actually tells you like the amount of products, like how many you take a day, like the dosages and all that stuff, right? Nutrify, you know, they go through all the products there. And these are the kinds of things that you would be, you know, reading to your prospects or pointing to, okay? MOA, they talk about MOA. There's a new MOA video as well. I hope you guys have seen that. You know, all the different Nutrify products. And then it goes into Slenderize. It has all the different Slenderize products, okay? Jove, the new night cream, boom. That's pretty, like, you know, the company that did the third-party deal for like basically the clinical trial, they said they never call companies to find out what the product is. But since 100% of everybody wanted the product, they actually called and said, hey, can you tell us what that product is? We're not even supposed to call, but can you just tell us what it is? Once the clinical trial was over, they wanted to know where they could get their hands on it. That's how amazing it is. And that's a third-party company that runs skincare tests all the time, okay? Boom. Look at this. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing product guide, okay? Boom, boom, boom. Got it. Revive. By the way, the new Revive is crazy. Just saying, it's coming out. Be ready. We're going to be, you know, taking it to the next level. This Purity water bottle, man, like this is the conversation starter for sure, okay? So be using those videos. Videos are working while your lips are not running, okay? All right, so get good at inviting by listening to people, finding out what's going on with them. I will cover more on this next, but I just wanted to show you the product guide. Do you guys want me to show, I don't know. Hey, you bet, Jan. Hey, do you guys want to see what the Discover ARIIX one looks like? Hey, why not? You know, I can't keep secrets. So, by the way, you can buy this and that comes in the boss. And the boss is pretty amazing. It has samples in it. The thing looks like you're getting like an Apple computer. It's amazing, all right? And that helps you be professional. And it's something that you can sit down and show people, all right? It can give you a whole nother, let me do this. I don't, yeah, okay, here we go. I'll show you this one. All right, this is the new Discover ARIIX. You know, like this is kind of like the story of ARIIX, okay? Disruptive by design, it talks about the approach, all that. Okay, the product philosophy, the gold standard, the ARIIX difference, the compensation plan, talks about just like on a larger scale, excuse me, Bill of Rights, certifications or products, business success, you know, opportunities, the owners, all the accolades, Founders Club members, Scientific Advisory Board, wellness councils, athletic, you know, all of this, a global appeal, where we're in, you know, and ways to connect to the corporate, high quality results, clinical results, blah, 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 and keeps going. Everything you need to succeed, boom, boom, and boom, okay? So pretty cool stuff. And the actual Discover ARIIX guide even covers like the whole history of ARIIX. So hopefully that was helpful to you, everybody. And you know, I appreciate you coming out. Enjoy this. Share this with people. Get them through this. You know, get good at those different approaches, like the ideas. And you know, those word tracks. Those are worthwhile. If you used a couple of those, you know, and you got good at it, and you didn't sound like you were reading it. You practiced it. Like practice in the shower. Invite yourself, right? I mean, I'm just saying, invite yourself to the business. Invite yourself. Say, you know what? Hey, that's awesome. I've got something you may want to see. If you practice, you get better, right? Anyone that does anything practices, right? I know we're starting football practice here, and this week it's going to take 3 weeks, 4 weeks of us practicing. Actually, 3 weeks of us practicing before we play our first game. How many times we're going to go over things over and over and over again, right? Matter of fact, we're going to have 2-day practices. So think about that. Two practices a day for a while, okay? So everyone that wants to learn something new has to practice, even if they think they know it all, okay? Let's get out there, rock this. I mean, I'm telling you, ARIIX is taking shape. Do not be scared to go talk to people that are network marketing companies, but find out with them. You know, if you're talking to someone from a company, and let's say it's a big leader or something, say, yeah, listen, I know you're really successful in what you're doing. Like, I know you're making more money than ever, but would there ever be a reason that you would consider looking at something else? You could ask them that. And all they can say is, nope, I'm good. Say, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, you know, without saying, puking all over them on Facebook Messenger, okay? So you could totally do that. All right, everybody, rock it out. This was a longer one, but I wanted to make sure you guys got some good information, and appreciate you as well. Thanks so much. All right. Chat with you. Let me just end this recording.